Nice. Just making the chat bigger. Gosh. I was lured out of my slumber. Just kidding. I wasn't sleeping, but I am just. I am not doing very well, but I found out today is Caleb's birthday, so congrats to Caleb. Evil, evil birthday. Oh my god, I'm so hypo. I'm so hypo. Oh my god. Hey, but it actually makes more sense for me to go live tonight because I got a film for my main tomorrow. So it made sense. It lined up. Can you just post that I'm live, but in the thing in case anybody's awake? I don't think anybody else is. It's probably just you and Caleb, but that's fine. I am just like, oh my god. Deeply, deeply hypo. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but we're going to talk about it, obvi, because that's what we do, is we talk. I'm going to have to put a blanket on. I'm freezing. So it's actually going to snow tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, but I mean, technically tomorrow. We can do a problematic body check from my post-Christmas, post-poof moment. Just kidding, I didn't really have poof on Christmas, but from my post-November, December weight gain convenient narrative. How the hell did I put this on? I'm gonna have to actually put on a blanket because I'm dying. Okay. I am dying. It's so cold. Oh man. Ew. That's weird. I don't see Caleb. Caleb's not here, so he's a liar. I'm just kidding. How are you doing, Bot? This is. Oh, okay. So you're working on turning it back on? Oh, God. I was just like, I guess I can start reading just to kind of get it out of the way, but I have been not doing the best today. But I think it's just, we're reaching that point where I'm struggling with the deficit. It's hard. It's very, very hard. Especially at this time. It's hard. But I want to keep going because as difficult as it is, it's been worse, which is insane to think about. The fact that it was still worse last year. But it's been like, oh yeah. So I guess we gotta talk about why I called it this, but basically, I feel completely cut off from my intuition, which is really weird. I think that my anxiety is just kind of higher with the deficit and winter and everything, and so I don't think I can predict things as well, and I feel very cut off from my intuition, which is a really weird feeling. And I just started to doubt everything. It's possible, but I am just Hey, John. I didn't think you'd be here, John. It's late. I'm surprised. um, it's probably going to come on the snow day, John, because I have to take that day off. So I may commit to it, but I think it'll probably be that day. It'll probably be in the daytime. Um, but yeah, so anyways, I was just like, I don't know. It feels weird to have like basically no intuition anymore because I live based on that. And it's been a few days where I've just realized like I've been feeling like things are going to happen and they don't, or I've been like really off and just very negative and just like, oh gosh, like I don't think I can predict things anymore. And I do that all the time. You know, it's kind of how I live actually. It's like my mode of living. So this is like a huge thing where I just can't anymore. And I think there's probably spiritual reasons for that. I think it's meant to push you to live in the present. But it's hard to live in the present because of the political situation. It's so bad. Um, it's so bad. Okay, what did you say? What did you see, bud? Let me know. So I think I try to, I don't know. It's just weird. It's a very, very weird time. Um, but I can't tell if it's just that I feel dark or if it's darker. Does that make sense? I can't really tell because with the deficit and stuff, then I had a feeling if I kept typing something bad was going to happen. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, it's hard when I reach, like when I'm in the deficit and I get so hopeless. Like I feel so hopeless sometimes. And I was so angry today and I get so irritable and so weird. And it's just like everything that I didn't want to come back did. Like really, of course I am, but there's no way I can't be. There's no way I'm not. So of course I'm losing weight on the deficit. I'm losing my mind too. Um, but I just had to. It's hard when you have to kind of be like, okay, like I don't think I can read things that well, so I have to just live and like be in the present. And then I try to be in the present, and then I'm just like, the present is just, it's extremely dark and it's very boring, boring and dark. What do you mean literally too? What are you saying? I'm confused, but oh, it is dark. Yeah, literally, of course. I mean, in the northern hemisphere, anyways, but I mean figuratively dark. Like, I don't know what it is, if it's just like propaganda or if it's the state that I'm in mentally, but it's like there's so much happening politically right now that is so horrible that I literally, it's like I don't know if I'm feeling the impact of it, or I'm just like, I cannot believe how far this country has fallen. And I just can't believe the situation we're actually in. Like, inflation went up again in December. So I think at this point it's because of the spending and because of everything this administration is doing. So it's just really horrifying. Like, I don't know. And it goes so beyond that. I don't really want to get into every single issue, but it's just like, oh my God, I just don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I don't know what the fuck we're going to do. And then I just start doubting my previous predictions and I start doubting everything. And it's like, I feel very hopeless. Happy birthday, Caleb, as I'm like talking about how hopeless I am. Because it just seems very, I don't know. It's like, and then I feel like it's been hitting my mom too, I think, where it's like she's asking, well, she's like, well, are your past intuitions wrong then? Or is everything wrong? And I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I just don't, it's like I don't have any intuition anymore. And I don't know how to live like that. You know, I think for me, I've used my intuition to move forward for so many years, because there's been so many years where I was so incredibly lost and like had no idea what the fuck was happening. And it's like I don't have that intuition anymore because of my deficit, because it has me so fucked up physically that I cannot think clearly anymore. Like I don't have clarity. No, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not hungry. That's the weird part. It's like I'm not hungry and there's no reason for me to quit right now. So no, I'm not going to. I think with this, it's just something I have to face. I have to just deal with it and I have to just get past it. And I do think hopefully eventually it will get better. I don't think it goes fast or slow. I think it just goes the same. It's just everything feels more negative. That's great, Caleb. I'm happy. That's really good. I think for me, everything feels like more negative. And like I said, I don't know if I'm paranoid or just anxious or something, but I mean, I'm functioning really well. So it's hard to explain because I feel like when I try to talk about it, it's like, it's not as bad as the summer. That's all I can say. That was worse. I wouldn't be live right now if it was like the worst it ever was. Like the deficit was the worst in the summer of last year. It was just horrible. Like in July, it was such a low point. I just could not even believe how bad it was. And I had no idea when that was going to end. And then it just ended one day, like out of nowhere. It was crazy. This isn't that bad, obviously. I mean, I'm live. I feel like I come across okay. I know that's crazy, Caleb. I feel like, see, you only got 10 more months. You can do it. I feel like I'm coming across fine. Like, obviously, my channel's doing well. I can hold on to my image. Um, oh, but I know it's crazy. I'm glad that you're doing well, Caleb. So yeah, I guess what I would say is it's just the only issue for me specifically with the deficit this time is I don't know that my intuition ever died. Does that make sense? Like even in the summer, like I was very spiritual this summer because it was so dark that I like had to like I felt so dark. It wasn't literally dark. It was like internally dark. I don't know how to explain it. Um I don't know. It's just gone. I don't have it anymore. But I think it's a way for God to tell me that it's time to live in the present. Does that make sense? So I feel as though I've depended too much on my intuition and I'm not living in the moment enough. I'm always looking at the past or the future. I think in a lot of ways, it's because the present is boring, but it's also that the present is so dark. It's difficult to like really look at what's happening in this country. Um, yeah, I totally get that, but for me, I had to, especially over the fall, because I was in my identity issue, and so I had to look in the past to like figure out who I was before I was so sick. But now I feel like this deficit has shut down my intuition. So now I'm forced to live in the present. I can't live in the future. I can't always think about the future. And I love to do that. That's my natural mode. I'm a very future driven, future oriented person, just in general. It's just, I'm an intuitive person. So that's what I tend to do. Yeah, it's really bad. That's all I can say. And it's like I said, I think I've tried to not look at it because of even in December, there were certain moments where I would just start crying. Like I would start crying. I would start to cry. I can't even talk. You see, I can't even talk clearly. That's how bad this deficit has me fucked up. Yeah, it's worse. It got worse, Caleb, in December. Yeah, it's getting worse. But it's so much more than that. Ugh. Yeah, but it's likely only lower because the economy is probably tanking because there's no demand because people are kind of giving up. It's really horrible, but I was still thinking about this a little bit in December, especially in the beginning of December, and I would just cry because um, of the situation we're in. It's just scary, and I think I just, luckily well, not luckily, but I was going through my identity crisis still in December. So it was like I had to still think about the past. And of course, Christmas time really helped me think about the past. Um, so, I was very past oriented in December, like extremely so. And it actually helped me because I didn't think about what was happening. And then now I'm being forced to live in the present. And it's very, very scary. And it's like, I I don't always watch Timcast, but I watched the one with Laura Loomer on it, and there were some good moments. But just some of the stuff with the immigration, the illegal immigration, the open border, it's just so like when I found out that we're paying $85,000 per illegal immigrant per year in tax dollars. That is more than any of us get paid in salary in a year. That is more than any of us will likely ever get in benefits. That is just, it is so astronomical, and I just I think when I found out how much it was, there was a part of me that just cracked a little bit. Um, it did. It cracked because I know that they're doing it for electoral reasons. I mean, there's a lot of reasons they're doing it. They're doing it so they can, you know, smuggle children. They're doing it so that they can have basically workers that can't make a decent wage or that have zero rights. They're doing it for electoral representation and all this stuff. So they want the people to be in certain states and counties so that Democrats can have more representatives in Congress than they are actually entitled to. So that way, even if they have horrible policies, they put illegals there that live in those horrible policies so they can continue to push things on a federal level. Um, well, our wages have been stagnant forever. So it was only getting better in the Trump years. And ever since COVID, they say that their wages have been increasing and all this crap, but it hasn't kept pace with inflation because inflation is so high, you know, it's still double what it should be, double. But it's because of the wars. There's a new war. So they just launched another thing, another country they're attacking and bombing. They're funding the illegal immigrants. 85,000 a year. 85,000 a year. Just think about that. Per illegal immigrant. Per person. So to house them, they're building camps. They're doing their medical care. They're giving them food. They're giving them money. They're giving them everything. And we don't. The American people, we have to deal with it through inflation. So we have to pay it through our inflation, because the spending is inflationary. The war spending is inflationary. Everything is that they're doing. And even with the Federal Reserve doing everything to combat, they just attacked Yemen, Caleb, I think, if I read that right. But if you think about everything that the Fed is doing, the Fed has sucked out over $1 trillion out of the economy. The Fed has raised interest rates, but our federal government, this administration, is doing everything in its power to undermine the Federal Reserve's efforts to bring down inflation, and they are canceling it out, which means that the Fed is going to have to probably raise rates higher, and it's probably going to have a disastrous effect on the economy. We have serious wars going on, that the tensions are escalating. We have a wide open border. There are people that are, we have terrorists here that are waiting to attack in regards to the Israeli-Palestine thing. It's just very bad. I think I just had that moment today where I was like, I remember when this country was functioning, or at least it pretended to. Like, I remember the 90s. I remember when so much that is happening now is it was completely unthinkable. You would never think this could happen. But it's like, if you could think of every single thing that could be going wrong right now in the United States, it's probably going wrong. Yeah, it's really bad here. I don't know. It's just, it's really scary. So I think that's kind of where I'm at with it, where it's like, that's why a lot of times I don't want to live in the present because it's very dark. And it's just like, I notice the cost of stuff going up. I try not to think about it, but I see it. I see it every time I buy food. I go to the store every day. I see it every day. It's like I'm trying to just survive off of sales and just get this and do that with that sale and that with that sale. And it's like I've been doing this for a year, almost 2 years. And it's like if I were to compare what I'm paying now to what I was paying 2 years ago, it's mind blowing. It's just mind blowing. It's just horrible. It's really horrible. Like it's hard to, and this is just so they can have electoral representation and de facto slave labor and to smuggle children to be abused. That's what they're doing this for. I mean, think about what we're paying for. It's just horrible to me. It's just crazy. And then they just want to have as many wars as they can, I guess. Um, I understand. I understand what you're saying, Caleb. That's looming as well. It's another situation. Um, Everything is in chaos, honestly. So I'm not. I just think that it's just very bad. you know, it's all. And I think that this administration is really wearing on me. Like this is the fourth year that we're going into, and it's been really horrible for the first three. And I'm just like, oh my God, there's still one more, at least. And if God forbid he is reelected, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I know, but it's another thing, Caleb, that Americans, that we have to pay for. It's just horrible. I just think globalization was a mistake, honestly. It really was. Yeah, I can't even imagine the UK, but I'm sure we're paying drastically more than they are. Drastically more than they are, as usual. But that's a. Then you have the situation where, like I said, I just, I just can't. It's hard. It's hard to even like. It's just hard. I can't process things that well either. So it's like I feel like I can't talk about it that well. So I don't want to talk about it. But with being cut off from my intuition, it's like I have to live in the present and this is what's happening presently. And it's just terrifying. It's just like a constant, like every day you're just trying to survive, you know? Or you try to grasp onto some kind of certainty in anything and you can't because it's like you can't even depend on the price of something at the store. You can't even depend on that. It's just very hard. It's like things are better than they were in 2022, but if they're getting worse again, you know how like horrible that is to hear that inflation's going up again. And it's like everybody here has to be slammed down financially so that they can pay for the illegal immigrants and for the wars. But it's just like, I'm trying to like, I can't pretend that it's not happening anymore. You know, it's like I can't just sit here and think about the past or the future. I can't do that anymore. I have to just see how it is now. And it's just like, I don't know what to do because, yeah, it's like, I just can't. I'm trying to like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. You see what I mean? I can't think that clearly. So it's hard for me to talk about it, but I think a lot of last year I was trying to block it out. I was trying not to think about what was happening in the country because I couldn't. It's like you can't control it. So you try not to think about it and you try to just think about other stuff. And I try to think about the future. I try to think about the past. I try to think about my breakup. I try to think about Taylor Swift. I try to think about my diet. I try to think about anything just to not think about what is happening in this country because it's like, I don't want to face it. I don't think a lot of us want to face it because it's just so out of control. And it's like, there's nothing that any one of us can do. And it's like, I don't know, Caleb, but it's like, I don't even know where would be better. You know, it's like, I don't even know. Like, realistically, I'm probably in one of the best places to be right now in the world. So I'm trying to just like be grateful for that. And that's why, again, I try not to say anything just because it's like, I know that there's a privilege. Like, I know that I have privilege in the situation I'm currently in. I know that it's worse in a lot of other places. And it's like, especially talking to you, Caleb, like no shade or anything, but it's like, I don't want to complain to you. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of like, I'm not reading the room here. Do you get what I'm saying? Like your country's struggling too. It's not just here, but it's just, I think for a lot of us in America, we just have this vision that of America that this type of stuff can't happen here or that like is strong or something, you know? I don't know how to explain it, but I think a lot of Americans feel like it's invincible or something. And I just don't, it doesn't feel that way anymore. It feels like it's hanging by a thread right now. And I'm just like, as for I would try to think of the future and my intuition previously, which again, my intuition is basically dead now, but my intuition would tell me that it was going to get better and it was going to turn around and it probably will still, but it's like my intuition is gone. And I just didn't realize how much I depended on that. Does that make sense? And so it's like, how do I live in the present now? Like, because the past is exhausted. Like, I've thought about my love life to death. I've thought about my diet to death. I've thought about who I used to be, who I was, you know, what I've been through. I've thought about the whole time of Biden being in office. You know, I've thought about my Saturn return. I've thought about everything in the past, about as much as you can think about the past. I think I've gotten literally everything I can from it. And then now, with my lack of intuition, I don't have the future. So now what? And it's like, what's happening now is really dark in the country. Trying not to think about it, but I think I have to now. It is an election year, The other aspects is that my body is really going through a lot right now. I don't feel that great at all, and I am losing weight, and I think I'm in a steep deficit. I'm not saying I'm in a bot level deficit, but I'm probably in a pretty, I'm not like in a super shallow deficit. I think I'm in a pretty deep one. So my body is really uncomfortable, I'll say. But I'm not hungry. It's weird. Because cutting out the sugar, it worked. For my deficit, it worked. I'm not hungry at all right now. But I think it's I'm always fasting or something. It's if you could imagine how it would feel to always be fasting, right? It's you eat food, but it's still less than what you were. And then even though I'm eating so much less, it still costs so much. So I still have to work so much, which means I'm walking even more, and I'm eating less, and I'm walking more. And it's oh yeah, because the US is paying to defend everyone else and is paying $85,000 per year per illegal immigrant. And we have millions that have come in under this administration. So 85 grand times millions is what we're paying for illegals. That it's important to Joe Biden. Yeah. 85 millions, yeah. And that all, we can't afford it. Our deficit is so high, we're basically being screwed for generations over our deficit so we can fund this just so they can bolster up their party because people don't want to vote for them. So they have to bring in people that don't know any better to vote for them, or to have kids that will vote for them because their side isn't having kids. This is the only way that they're going to try to ensure their future. So we have to pay for it. That's what we're paying for. That's the reality. And the way that things are in this country, it's if you talk about things honestly, people get really angry at you because you said the truth. And I don't mind doing that with the fatness issue, but I do. It's just very hard politically. It's very hard. It's very hard politically. You're not the only one, but I think a lot of people are. I don't want to give up because in my heart of hearts, I do feel like this time will pass. But it's just it doesn't mean it isn't difficult. So, but I don't think it's going to get better if we don't think about it, So I'm not getting back into politics or anything. I'm not doing that this time. I'm just not. I have my reasons. You guys know why I quit. I quit for a lot of reasons. It's not my passion overall. It's not something that I'm willing to do. I'm just not. I care about it. I care about it on a personal level. but I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like you guys can understand what I'm saying here, but this channel is just my experience. It's just about me, and this is what I'm thinking about. And I just really hope that things change. I really do. And I really hope that it'll be okay. Um, yeah, I feel you, Caleb. I just hope it turns around, and I hope that people have seen enough or woken up or something. But it's hard to have hope right now. What do you mean by it? Yeah, I don't think that's good. I think this is just a very dark point, and it's probably going to get better after this. And some of it is just my own, like, physical health and stuff. It's really hard. I don't know, but it's like I'm doing this so I can be okay in the future, you know? So it's hard. I can't just give up entirely. Otherwise, why would I do the deficit? You know what I mean? Um, so I'm not giving up. No matter what happens, I'm not giving up. Even if Biden were to be reelected, I'm not going to give up. It would be so horrible, though. I don't know if I could stay, but I don't know where the fuck I'd go, but I wouldn't give up. I'd have to think about it, obviously. Because I don't know if this country could survive another 4 years. I really don't at this point, to be honest. I don't know. All I know, Caleb, is that there is a Pluto return going on here. That's like a very long standing transit. Like, it's very long. So it could get better. It's one of those pivotal moments. It's like it could get better, or it could potentially cease to exist, or cease to exist in the way that it did. So it could be, not what it was, so to speak, but it could also be restored to what it was. Does that make sense? It depends. Either way, it's not going to continue like this. This will not last how it is right now. It's not going to last. That I do know. But I only know that because that's such a long-standing transit, and it's just such a long scale thing that even if my intuition went out today, I still know it. And the US is going through a Pluto return. It's between the years of 2022 and 2024. It's those years, and we're right in there. We're almost done, though, which, it could get better, which is what I felt was going to happen. I don't feel anything anymore because my intuition's gone for who knows how long. I don't think it'll be forever, but it's just probably for a while. I think the winter combined with the deficit, it's just too much. Well, I predicted it would, in the past, I predicted it would start getting better in 2025. So that's when it would start, which means that would be an acute recovery period, and it would feel a lot better in 2026, which is a couple years. So, that's 3 years. So I'm not saying like, oh, it's going to get better this year. I don't think so. That I will say I don't. I think it's probably going to get worse this year. I don't think it's going to get better. I think it'll either no, I think it's probably going to get worse. I think it'll get worse and then possibly better later. But it's never going to get better with Biden. It just isn't. It's just not. I'm just going to say that. And I know that pisses people off, but it's not going to get better with Biden. It isn't. So if he's reelected, then it won't. I'll tell you that much. But it has to do with that. But it's more than Biden. It's a lot of stuff, and it doesn't mean that it's over if he were to win. It just means that it's going to take longer before it gets better. Does that make sense? So, but I don't know. There are certain things that are happening right now that it puts it into question. So that's what I'll tell you. So if Caleb's like, I don't think this, I don't think that, it's like, I can't say he's wrong, None of us can say he's wrong. But I also think people have been trying to manifest the end of the United States or whatever for a long time. And this has kind of happened, although not to the same extent. But a lot of these issues happened in the 70s. So we did get past that. So it can get past it. But we do have to have a massive political turn. It can't go on like this. It's just going to keep getting worse. So, and I think when the political turn comes, or if it does, then it'll be, then we'll have to see. There'll be different issues. It's never going to be perfect. I was watching Big T Bariatric, which he's an anti-fat channel, and he said politics always changes. And I was like, that's the perfect way to describe it. It always changes. Bariatric. So he got surgery where, he got bariatric surgery to lose weight. Yeah. So he was saying that politics always change, and it does. That's true. It's another reason why I don't want to be involved, because even though we're at a very pivotal moment and it's really scarring. No. No, he's a fatty. Yeah. So even though we're at like a really low point or like a very pivotal moment, it doesn't mean that, we have to just, I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say, but it's like, we can't give up, I guess what I'm trying to say. The US has had dark times before, the late 70s were bad. The 40s, I think, were pretty rough. The 30s are really bad. It's been, I don't think so, but like, I don't know. I just think that's just nihilism, It's nihilism. I don't know. I think there's like a weird concept of freedom these days. I don't think so. Just because then it's like, I don't think so, but just because if you do that, then it's like, sometimes to give up something like that, like a home, to give that up, it's like you lose a lot if you lose that. I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of like if I were to say, well, isn't there freedom in giving up on losing weight? It's like, sure, until you can't walk anymore or until you die. Does that make sense? When I got nothing to lose. Why do you say that, but so why is your prediction 2030? Let me know why you're saying 2030. Okay. I know there's a lot of people that I don't know, that's like that whole prediction of like you'll own nothing and be happy by 2030. um it's kind of funny, but I don't know. I just think it's weird. I don't think any of us can really know what's gonna happen. Um I don't know if any of that's gonna happen. I think it's hard to predict anything right now. So I think all of us have to probably just stop, including myself. Like, but it's just such a part of my life. Like, I love to predict things. And I think we all have to stop. I think this is an unpredictable time. I don't think we can predict it. I think because Pluto's changing sign, it's too hard to predict. I think there's a lot of events like in April where it's like we can't predict what's going to happen because there's a lot of unpredictable things this year. So I should let any of you guys know how to live in the present because I don't. I think I lost my ability to live in the present. I think I did. I think I just don't want to. I don't want to live in distraction anymore. You know, I guess the year of the rabbit is ending, isn't it? Which I do feel a little bit empowered just because my grandma helped me out with my car for Christmas and we finally did it. And for me, my car was a huge trigger and my alignment was really bad. It was really off. And so when we finally just did that, it's like it's better now. So I try to enjoy that a lot. And I've noticed too, because of this Biden time, I appreciate what I have because it's like you don't know if you're going to have it anymore, which I know is really dark to say, but it's true. So it's like there are a lot of times in the present where I am in the present and I'm just so thankful, like for my room, for example. Like I love my room. I'm so thankful for my car that it's working. I think it'd be great if it was Vivek, but um, I'm so thankful for, like I'm getting along with my mom now. I think I need to kind of think about the present, like some of the good things that are in the present, because it's not all bad. It's bad politically, though, which that is something that we do have to think about. But personally, I think it is a little bit better for me. Because even though I'm suffering like this, it's like with my deficit, I can still function. And that was all I needed. In the past, I couldn't function when I was like this, but I can now. Even now, I'm live, right? I mean, you guys can let me know. Do I seem unhinged in this? Do I seem crazy? Anything like that, let me know. But I think I probably sound coherent and clear and not nuts. Yeah. But it's like before I went live, I was feeling so anxious and just so out of my mind. So sometimes I think these streams do help me a bit. Especially if I have to talk about the present, it's like this is different. But I think a present tense orientation is probably best for 2024 for me. And especially because this is going to be the year that I lose the most weight I'll ever lose. So I have to kind of approach this year differently than other years because it's a big process. It's like a big undertaking. And so I think maybe that's all I can afford to do is think about the present, because it's like, I guess I don't need to think about the future. I need to just think about now, just live now, live life now. Like, because I don't think I can, it's like I don't have enough energy to, I don't have enough energy to process the past, the future, and the present. It's like I only have enough energy for one because of the deficit. Does that make sense? But I get that you're hopeless, Spot. I get it. I'm not hopeless. Not in my heart of hearts, I'm not. I feel hopeless sometimes, but there's a difference between feeling hopeless and actually being hopeless. And there's a difference between feelings and reality. And I think right now my feelings are just so strong that I can't see reality in the future. Like I don't have that intuition. It's like my emotion is too strong. It interferes with it. So I don't have my intuition. But it's just scary sometimes. But I feel better actually. I don't even know if Caleb's still here, but I hope Caleb had a good birthday. Gosh, 22. I know, it does say 2 watching. It's probably like some hater. It's Hunter Avalon. I'm just kidding. Could you imagine? Oh my god, that'd be so crazy. Oh my god, but I don't know. I think when I was 22, I was such a hot mess. Like, oh my god, I was such a fucking mess. It's funny to think about. I was so dumb. I was so clueless when I was 22. There were certain things that happened when I was 22, though, where I realized like I wasn't innocent anymore. It was a weird feeling, which happened for me really late. But it was kind of just like certain things I'd been through. I knew I had kind of fucked around with stuff. And so I was like, I'm not like that young, innocent person anymore. It was weird. I just give up. There's no way I'm going to be able to keep the house, even if it was paid off. There are taxes and utilities and stuff. And so I'm just going to walk around. Well, but you can always advocate for political change. Things don't have to be the way that they are. If you vote differently, if they all vote differently, then it wouldn't be this way. It has to do with who was being voted for, but I understand that they're kind of rigging it a little bit with they're trying everything they can to keep it this way, which it is interesting. Why are they fighting so hard to keep it like this? It's weird. Like, why do they want everybody to suffer? Why do they want everybody to be so poor? Why do they want everybody to live like this? Like, it's questions we should be asking, because they are trying to set it up to keep it this way. But why does it scare people so much? The idea of not living in scarcity, the idea of having enough, like, why does that scare people? It's an interesting question, and I think sometimes I even feel that fear. And I think it's because if we have enough, then what are we going to do? It begs that existential question. What are we going to do if we have enough? So we manifest scarcity so that we can blame the failures of our lives on the situation at hand, so we can not have things, so we can be upset that we don't have things, so that we have something to do. And I think for me, I'm still figuring out accepting that I have enough, and what's my life will be like when I'm no longer in a place of scarcity. How am I going to handle that? What am I going to do? And I do have a cause. I do have something I care about. I do have things that I'm willing to fight for. And that's why I keep going, So I have that hope. I'm not hopeless. I felt hopeless before I went live, but I feel like just being on here kind of helped me to kind of talk about things. It's hard, my finances are still pretty trash. My situation is not the best. No, you're not making me hopeless. But the thing is, like, my spiritual gift is faith. It's one of my gifts. I have two, which is faith and prophecy. And I feel like both of them are gone. It's really weird. But I did pray tonight and stuff. And it is a weird feeling to feel cut off from my spiritual gifts due to the deficit. It's interesting. But you just gotta talk through and stuff. And it's like, no, like, still have a little bit of both, I think it's just one of those things. But I hope that Caleb's having a good day for his birthday and stuff. I wonder what he did. Now he's gone. He abandoned us. I'm just kidding. Maybe he has something to do rather than just to see me complain. I know, I feel like I ruined it too. Whoops. I'm sorry. I had stuff to unload, I guess, but I know. I should just wish him a happy birthday. Okay. I just told him I'm sorry for raining on his parade. Oh gosh. I blame you, but I'm just kidding. It's just funny because they're like in the height of summer right now, which is so weird to think about. But I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen to me this summer. Like, I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen this summer. That is a good question. A countdown to what? What you talking about, bot? You never showed me your plant, bot. You never showed me. I won't forgive it. What kind of plant is it? Succulent? Is it dry? It's like dry as hell. Well, I am going to go live on Monday because it's going to snow. And I think I'm going to probably film for my main channel tomorrow night. Well, hopefully Caleb is just actually enjoying his birthday rather than listening to me bitch. So that would be good for him. I don't know. That's why I'm thinking like I'm probably just more negative and it's probably not even real. So I'm trying to like, oh gosh, it's killing me, but this time. God. I don't know what to do. I need to just stop. It's like I want to just stop talking, but then I need to talk to feel better. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. I think it's just the fugly Capricorn season. It's really hard. It's really rough this year because it's the last time. It's the last time that we're having Pluto and Capricorn in Capricorn season. It's the last one. So it's like very powerful. It's like an extremely powerful transit. It's like mega Capricorn energy. And I feel it so strong. I feel so Capricorn-y. Like I just feel like to the point where like I don't even feel my spiritual gifts anymore. That's how strong it is. It's like holy shit. It's just dark. It's like a darkest night type of thing for us, but it's weird to think that it's like I know, right? I wonder who's watching. You have me curious, but is it like me? Is my phone like secretly watching it? Is it John and John like passed out or something? They won't. They won't, but show yourself. I'm dying to meet you. Show yourself. If it's all in my head, tell me now. Oh my god. If you shave your head, you have to share a picture in the Discord. Because I want to see. Is it me? Am I the one that's. No, I'm not the one. No, it says there's two watching. Somebody's here. Because I think if I join, let's see if I join, if it'll go to 3. No, it's still saying 2. Freaky. Maybe it's just a ghost. You're probably the only one, but everyone else is done. They're like, screw that. Or it must have been me. Look at that. I don't know how the hell it was me, though. A video of a ghost. I think they are real. I believe in it. I believe in ghosts. Can I like my own stream? I should be able to, yeah. Or it's not showing anything. Maybe it doesn't show. Maybe it's like, fuck you. Oh no, there's the like. Okay. Yeah, maybe it was me. Let me see if I can get it to be just you watching. Let me try to watch another video or something and see. No, now it says 3. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm very confused. Well, what do you do for fun, Bot? Let me ask you for advice. What do you do to live in the present and to have fun? What do you do? Show yourself. Dying to meet you. Okay, what live streams do you watch? Okay, what live streams do you watch? I'm curious. And who's watching? We're looking at you ghosts. We're wondering. Okay, so you just watch me and Carlin? Well, I'm hardly ever live. I know she's live a lot, but then what else do you do when people aren't live? Okay, so like police interrogations. Okay. Hour on loop last night. Oh my gosh, but what music video? Gosh, you got me fucked up, but I feel so bad. I wish I wasn't like dying on Caleb's birthday. Now I feel like I feel horrible now. Oh my god. Oh gosh, I'm such a biatch. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm very like critical of myself now too. That's the funny thing too. I'm kind of like, I don't know that I'd call myself like self-loathing, but I'm just like, I don't know, self-conscious, I guess. I know. I was thinking it was me. Let me see if I can join it again, see if it'll go to 4. Let's see. Okay, so now I'm watching too. So let's see. I don't know. I'm confused. I feel like I feel judged. No, I'm just kidding. Whoever's there, can you like the stream? Did you like it, Bot? I'm thinking you might have. Okay, so now it went to 2. Okay. So then it's probably just me. We scared them off. Oh my god. I don't know. You'd have to look for it, but you know what's crazy is I've actually been having like a casual conversation with my favorite ASM artist still. And I take back what I said about him. I was being salty because he wasn't responding to me. So I still think he's good looking. I was just being extra bitch. But I have been chatting with him. But I think it's just very like friend zone shit. You know, I'm not like, I don't think anything's going on, but it's still kind of interesting. And I am a fan of his, so it's kind of cool to be chatting with him. And I meet you. Gosh, that's the scary thing about this. Like, who knows who's watching, you know? Jeez, it could be anybody. Isn't that freaky? I don't know why I'm thinking about all this like this. You got me fucked up today, but this is all you. So why did you want me to go live today, Bot? I need your reasoning. I need you to tell me why you wanted me to go live. I know why Caleb did, because he was going to be able to show up today. But why did you? Why did you? What is the mystery? Or what is the answer to that? That's true. I get it. Okay, now let's see if I leave. Yeah, no, it's saying that there's 3 likes on my end. But it doesn't say there's 3 likes on there. So it probably doesn't count. Yeah, somebody else liked it. I don't know. No, wait, that's my other stream. I'm tripping. Okay, let me leave the stream. Let's see if it goes to 1. I don't know why we're like experimenting with this, but it's really kind of cheesy. Okay, I'm watching another video. Oh my gosh, Bot. What is with you in 2030? Tell me. Okay, now it's just 1. See? Okay. We got it. We got rid of everybody. We did it. We did it, Bot. We got rid of everyone. How does that make you feel? Oh my gosh, Bot. So how does that make you feel, Bot? No, we got rid of everyone else. We kicked him out. We freaked him out. Caleb's not even responding to my messages. Caleb's a hater now. He's like, stupid asshole, won't even acknowledge my birthday. I'm just kidding. I'm being really gay right now. Do you see my like lack of self-esteem? Isn't it great? Isn't it amazing? I jumped. What you talking about? Do you see my lack of self-esteem? But so what do I do with my non-self-esteem? Oh, that's weird. I'm not giving up. You're so extra. I do not give up. That's like not a part of my personality to give up. I don't do that, ma'am. Okay, I'm gonna join the stream again. No, now it says there's 2 watching. You're a lie, but I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, but I feel bad. I went live like super late. No, now there's only 1. It was probably just me. No, it can't be because you're in here. I'm confused. I'm confused. It's probably just random. So that's probably who it is. They're probably like, who the fuck is this fat bitch? Oh, it's Celtic. Hi, Celtic. We're being paranoid about who's in the chat. Because Caleb was in here and then Caleb ditched and is probably like, fuck Alex, because I was being negative and like whiny on his birthday. And now I feel bad. I messaged him and there's no response. I'm being ghosted. Oh my God. I feel so sad sometimes. It's kind of crazy. But I've talked with a lot of my friends and I talk about how there's this like, I feel like there's this moment that everybody has in the Biden economy where it's like, or in Biden's America, where you're just sort of like, I never thought my life would look like this. I thought I would be further ahead than I am now. I wanted so much more for myself and it's not happening. Like, I feel like a lot of us feel that way. Oh gosh. It's so bad. Gosh, sometimes maybe I just have to laugh about how bad it is. Jeez. I mean, there's some good happening, but it's like every time I say something, I want to like even it out. But it has been pretty hopeless a lot of time. It was really hard last year for me. I don't know. It was really hard. It's not a scarf. It's a blanket. It's a baby blanket. I do. It wasn't that bad of a year for me last year, but it was bad in here. Does that make sense? Like sometimes your own mind is like the worst prison of all. Like 2022, 2021, 2020, those years were so bad, like really bad. But last year it was like bad in here. Yeah. And it was just very difficult the whole year, especially in the summer. But even in the fall, it was hard. The spring was difficult, but that was just because I got dumped, you know? So it was like a very clear, like I had my car accident and I got dumped. So that was like a very clear reason why the spring was hard. So I had something to focus on. But when that was starting to kind of become more of a past thing, it's like I did have trauma from that. In the summer, it was like a trauma thing mixed with an identity thing. And then in the fall, it was the identity thing. And then now it's like I have this issue where I've lost touch with some of my spiritual gifts, my prophecy and faith, where I feel hopeless and I can't tell the future at all anymore. It's very strange. But I guess it is what it is, you know? We try to just, I have to just keep on trucking. Like, I gotta get out of this obesity. I have to. That's another reason why I quit politics, because it shouldn't be my priority at this time. I have to worry about myself. Today, Celtic? When did that happen? You could shave your head in 2030, but when did that happen, Celtic? It happened today. Oh my gosh. Seems like something's always happening, you know? I don't know, you guys. It's just so hard. It's just tonight. Ooh. That's freaky. See, I'm just kind of I don't know. I just can't handle any of this shit anymore. Oh gosh. But no more distractions. Crashes. Somebody almost crashed into me today. But it wouldn't have been like a deadly accident, but it was kind of scarring. But yeah, I don't know. I think the 2023 cycle, it's been a lot of like conflict, fighting, but I've learned to not fight, which is good. Diet related stuff. I mean, we're almost done with the Year of the Rabbit. Wow. Year of the Dragon is starting really soon, and I'm excited for my astrologer to make a video on it because I don't know what to think of it. But I will report it to you guys when we're in it. I don't know when. I think the Year of the Dragon, it might be starting at the end of this month, actually. But I think there's a big shift in Aquarius season, you know. So maybe my intuition will come back. I don't know. Why can't I not scoot forward? I'm so tired. I might have to go. It's late. Oh. I'm tired. You got me fucked up, but it's gonna be okay, but I promise. I'm gonna be live again on Monday. I have to film for my main channel tomorrow, probably, but I don't know. Maybe I don't, because I want to film. I have time because I'm not gonna be able to work as much because of the snow. So, but I have to work tomorrow, so I have to go. So I'll talk to you later. I'm glad I went live. It helped me feel better, even though I don't know, everyone's probably gonna hate what I said. I'm gonna put in 100%. If it lets me, it didn't let me. Oh, there we go. I got one. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Bye, Celtic. Think 30%. What do you mean? Anyways. Okay. Caleb, even though Caleb abandoned me. But thank you. Bye, guys.